1. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. 2. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. 3. He who is brave is free. 4. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. 5. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. 6. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. 7. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. 8. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. 9. While we wait for life, life passes. 10. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. 11. No man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. 12. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. 13. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. 14. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage. 15. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. 16. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. 17. Life, if well lived, is long enough. 18. Every man prefers belief to the exercise of judgment. 19. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. 20. Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. 21. What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. 22. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. 23. Time discovers truth. 24. Nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. 25. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. 26. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. 27. To wish to be well is a part of becoming well. 28. Nothing is ours except time. 29. It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness. 30. Fire is the test of gold, adversity of strong men. 31. The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. 32. You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire. 33. Not because it is difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that it is difficult. 34. Many men are prevented from studying philosophy by their poverty, and philosophy prevents many from being poor. 35. Endure and persist, this pain will turn to your good. 36. No man was ever wise by chance. 37. Sometimes the very redundancy of life makes it not worth living. 38. Rivers are easy to cross where they start. 39. It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. 40. One is not born wise, one becomes wise through experience. 41. There is no easy way from the earth to the stars. 42. All cruelty springs from weakness. 43. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. 44. The greatest loss of time is delay and expectation, which depend upon the future. 45. A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. 46. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. 47. Withdraw into yourself as far as you can. 48. In our own case, we are blinded by excessive love of self. 49. A great fortune is a great slavery. 50. Religion is regarded by the common people as true, by the wise as false, and by rulers as useful. 51. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. 52. The wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he is not. 53. It is quality rather than quantity that matters. 54. No one is more unhappy than the man who is never in adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. 55. The soul is superior to everything from outside. 56. You should live in such a way that nothing you possess is indispensable to you. 57. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. 58. He gains everyone's approval who mingles the useful with the pleasant. 59. Success comes to the lowly and to the highly placed. 60. Study philosophy so that you will not fear death, disease, or other misfortunes. 61. Contentment consists not in adding more fuel but in taking away some fire. 62. The best ideas are common property. 63. Wise men are instructed by reason, average minds by experience, the stupid by necessity, and beasts by nature. 64. A wise man will not be shaken by any wrong, since he knows that all things come from a source of trouble. 65. Nowhere is the person that lives everywhere. 66. Man is a reasoning animal. 67. The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity. 68. Only time can heal what reason cannot. 69. Those who wish to sing always find a song. 70. It's the disease of ambition to never think we've gone far enough. 71. Sometimes there is more courage in living than in dying. 72. The bull defends himself with his horns, the lion with his claws, the elephant with his tusks. A man of good character has, in his own good name, a means of protection sufficiently powerful. 73. In serious matters, men should employ few words rather than many. 74. He who spares the wicked injures the good. 75. A good person dyes events with his own color and turns whatever happens to his own benefit. 76. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. 77. Life without the courage for death is slavery. 78. The mind should be given relaxation. It will rise improved and sharper after a good break. 79. What fools these mortals be, to sacrifice the present for an uncertain future. 80. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. 81. Everywhere means nowhere. When a person spends all his time in foreign travel, he ends by having many acquaintances, but no friends. 82. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. 83. To do philosophy is to prepare one's own death. 84. Man cannot become God, but he can approach it through virtue. 85. There are more things that terrify us than there are that oppress us, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality. 86. Increase in material things is the diminishing of the soul. 87. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. 88. Sometimes there is as much courage required to bear misfortune as to conquer it. 89. We are all chained to fortune. The chain of one is made of gold and wide, while that of another is short and rusty. 90. The greatest state of prosperity is when a man is content with what he has. 91. As long as we are ignorant of what has happened before we were born, we remain children. 92. Anger is a short madness. 93. He who has once been forgiven for a wrong is more careful in future, hoping not to sin again. 94. You must be sure to remember one thing. Even if the world is small, still, there is no corner of it that does not have some vice. 95. First, live, then philosophize. 96. One must learn before one can teach. 97. It is a rare gift to be able to say to yourself, "What need have I of gathering multitudes to look at me? My own approval is enough for me." 98. Man does not desire to be rich, but to be richer than other men. 99. Every calamity that could occur has occurred, and men are, in general, wiser after the event. 100. Fate leads the willing and drags along the unwilling.